You cannot live as your highest being in this lifetime if you don't learn how to alchemize the bad into the good. Hello, I am the Art Fairy, and I'm here to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a very, very, very long time. Okay? Alchemizing energy is transforming all that is bad into all that is good so you can nurture yourself with your own experiences. And I'm telling you, when I began to proactively administer my energy into spaces that encourage my growth, my personal, my mental, and emotional growth, I saw a change that could not have happened without that. And my body and my mind responded to the actions that I took to do that. I saw the immediate change in my mind, how my mind reacted to my emotions, and how my body reacted to my emotions. And as I continued this process, everything in my life began to align. As a collective, especially as a people that are always on social media, we can become distracted and easily influenced by people's opinions or thoughts. And by letting ourselves be influenced by them, we become so overcome by people's opinions and what they may think about certain topics that we forget that the beauty in our lives is not created by other people, but it is in our hands. It is ours to create. Being that art is a product of creation, infusing unique art that you can connect to into your space elevates your state of being, which improves your quality of life. The minute I made a conscious decision to heal my inner wounds, I knew for sure that my space needed to reflect the change and the process that I was going through. Like, it was crucial for me to have a space that could facilitate my inner magic. And like I said, everything started to come together. I stopped spending money aimlessly because the minute I had money, it would be gone. The minute I had money, it would be gone. I stopped spending aimlessly. I started waking up on time, and my time management became amazing across every sector in my life. Part of the reason why these changes came into my life because I could sit back and observe how I can create my own beauty. So if I can do that for my space, of course I can do it in my day-to-day life. And then that beauty that I put out into the world, that I put out into my own space, is always going to come back to me. Because the cycle of creation is beautiful. And the first thing you need to do when you want to implement magic into your space is to be in a constant cycle of creation. You need to always think of ways of what you can bring into your space to make it elevate. You always need to be thinking, you always need to be looking, you always need to be looking with an artistic eye so you can see and receive what you need in your space to make you flourish, to help you flourish. And what I'm telling you, this livened up my environment. So as I kept growing and as I kept flourishing, my environment did with me. You know what I mean? And so I was able to expand the abundance that I had. It didn't stay here. Well, it did stay here for a while. But then as I continued to work on myself and work on the space around me, it was like an exchange. So just that abundance just expanded. And energy, creative energy, beautiful energy, good energy flows through beauty, not through monotony, not through chaos. So you cannot have a space where it's dull, there's no air, you don't open your windows, you have no sunlight in your room, you have no decor in your room that is authentic to you, and you expect abundance to come in, you expect good energy to come in. You have a space like this, right? And you have a space like this. Which one are you choosing? And obviously, you're going to choose the one that's more aesthetically pleasing to you. The option that evokes a wow factor from you. Like, you see that and it's like, oh my gosh, I need to be there. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love how that looks. That's the one you're going to choose. That's the one you're going to want to spend your time in. Or another example, you go on vacation and you're always going to make the investment to pick the better hotel. You're never going to cheap it down for some rinky-dinky motel or rinky-dinky hotel. You're always going to try to make the investment, no matter how much money you have, no matter if you only have $300, no matter if you have $1,000, you're always going to make sure that the space that you're in, at least you enjoy it. At least you like it. Because you're always going to choose the prettier space to give you a beautiful experience, because that's how it works. You cannot be in a space that's down here and expect results that are up here. You meet, you can't meet in the middle. So it's either or. It's either or. Big question of the day is, when it comes to your space, your home, the place you have a key to, do you keep yourself in a space of lack? Why do you wait to go on vacation? Or why do you wait to go anywhere else to splurge? Why do you wait to go on vacation to find a nice hotel with this, with that, with this, with that, with 300 amenities in a beautiful decorated space? When you come back home, it's the complete opposite of that. How does that work? And art is the key to this transformation. Art is a reflection of expression. So when you have that in your space, you are seeing something unique. You are seeing something authentic that cannot be replicated. And you internalize that. The things that you see, you internalize. Anytime you come back from work, from school, from going out with friends, from going to a party, you come back to nothing. You come back to a space that does not reflect you, that does not resemble you. And if you do have decorations, they don't even match your personality. You'll have one of those. You'll have one little aesthetic green vine in your room and say your room is cute and decorated. And if you do have a decorated space, you need to continuously be adding. You need to see, okay, I'm feeling this. I need to reflect that in my space. I'm feeling this emotion. I need to reflect this in my space. I'm going through this period of time in my life where I'm feeling XYZ emotions. I should put that in my space so it can give back to me. And that way I continue to go, because that's what we all need. That's what we all need. Your space should always welcome you to yourself. Always. No matter what. It's so annoying because you're constantly doing yourself a disservice when you deny yourself the privilege of beauty. Because it is a privilege. Not everybody has access to that. Not everybody's able to have 4 walls that protect them from natural environments and are able to decorate it, and you choose not to. Because of what? There's some type of lack. That's why. It's because there's a lack. Somewhere in you, there's lack. There's too many people talking about self-love, self-love, self-love. Do my skincare routine. Take a self-love day with me. And yet you can't invest in a space that you feel wrapped in beauty in. You can't build a space where you are comfortable in. You can't build a space to when you open the door, you say, wow, I love my room. You can't even bask in your space. That's probably why you're always on your phone. That's probably why you're always on your phone. Or always trying to avoid something. I mean, there could be other reasons for that, But one of the reasons could also be because there's nothing in your space for you. So what are you supposed to do? Nothing. We've been so consumed with beauty trends that we forgot. I don't know. Even I forgot for a period of time. So I'm not even saying you. I'm speaking all from experience. I even forgot what beauty was for a period of time. Beauty is not just makeup. Beauty is not just hair. Beauty is not just accessories or jewelry or shoes or sneakers or clothes. It is so much more expansive than that. A part of beauty is taking the magic and the inner love you feel, taking that and translating it out into the world. So, whether that means translating that love to people, showing that love to the environment, like the earth, showing that love within your family, with friends, but also it is important that you push out that love into the space where you go to sleep at every night, because that is your sacred space. This year we're doing more. We're not putting two posters on our walls and calling it decoration. No. No, 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 no. No. Your space, your room needs to have the capacity to hold your soul. And if you really believe that your soul and your personality and who you are is as expansive as it should be, and is as big of a personality that you have, your space needs to match that. There needs to be a balance. There's no balance. This is the thing, right? A lot of us came from low income, middle income households. So a lot of people, especially us in Gen Z, we want to elevate. I've seen it. Like, a lot of us are really on that path to elevation, to doing better than our parents, than our parents' parents. And we want the big house, we want the penthouse, we want the luxurious life. And I want it too. And I'm going to get it, by the way. But I want it too. But when you're in that space, you have no idea how to hold it. You can't cater to that home. You can't fill that home with you because you don't know how to. Because you have removed yourself from the idea of what is beauty and what it means to be surrounded by beauty. You think having pretty friends is being surrounded by beauty. You think having cute clothes is being surrounded by beauty. You think going outside and getting complimented is your magical, beautiful experience of beauty. It's not. That's a part of it. That is a part of it. Because, of course, it makes us feel good. Hello. But that's not all there is. That's not all there is. Because you get the home, you get the amazing space that you deserve, but your house looks just like Jackie's down the block. It looks just like hers. Like, yeah, your furniture might look cute, your dining set might look cute, but what else? Because other than that, there's nothing else that's calling you back. There's nothing else that's calling anyone back. Like, you'll invite people to your house, you'll have people walk into your house, and they can't recognize you in your space. Your identity is not reflected in your space. Why is that? Why is people should be able to say, yo, this is her house. This is his house. I can tell. Like, everything in your house, everything in your room should be you. It should be you. It should be no one else's. It should be you. You need to be recognizable. You need to be authentic. And with art, art is authenticity. That is what art is. Art is authenticity. Art is uniqueness. It has been one of the main sources of beauty for thousands of years. Thousands of years. Why do you think the Mona Lisa is one of the most distinguished paintings of our lifetime? Basically, of our lifetime. Why? Because it's beautiful. And when people observe that, their spirit just lights up. It just does. So you go to museums to see that, but you don't see that at home. And you, along with the people around you, should always be excited and feel this sense of joy when entering your space, because you and the people around you know for a fact that when they enter your magical, sacred space, They're going to enter, they are going to enter into a completely new world. That's how it should feel every single time. Every single time. Every day we have to make an effort to prove the love we have for ourselves. Because without doing that, we're going to be lost. We're going to get lost within ourselves. And then after that, what is there to do? After that, there's nothing to do. And by proving the love you have for yourself, you make the investment and you make the time to bring in art into your life, because art is the magnet to beauty, and the environment you have pours into you. And if you don't have an environment that pours into you, how are you gonna give to anything else? How are you gonna give to yourself? How are you gonna give to the world? You're gonna stay here while everybody is going up. That's where you're gonna stay. You really need to create. You really need to stay in the cycle of creating a new space, of creating new things in your life. When you're entering into a new season of your life, you might need to change your room up a little bit. You might need to take that poster down. You might need to buy a new one. You might need to add some new things just to make it visually aligned with what you're feeling, because that is important. Because if it doesn't, you're going to be misaligned. You're not going to realize it. You're not going to realize it. I'm telling you, you're not going to realize it, because it's such a small thing in our minds to the point that we don't realize that it's happening. But you're going to be misaligned so much to a point where you're going to sit down and realize and think, what is happening? But if you had a space that you poured love into and that poured love back into you, you pour that back out, and that is the cycle. That is the energy exchange. But, if you choose not to do that, if you say that, you know what, I'm not trying to do all that. That's mad extra. I don't want to do that. That's too much of an investment. I could spend it on this. I could spend it on a trip. I could pay for a sew-in with this. Listen, that is all up to you. You will just, and I don't say this in a menacing way, but like emotionally, you're gonna face the consequences of that, because after a while, if that's all you're doing, it's empty. That's empty. That's all empty stuff. After a while, it is. So, it's all up to you. Everything is in your hands. Your life is in your hands. It's in nobody else's. It's in nobody else's but yours. So, yeah, I want people to have that in their lives. I really do encourage that, because I'm telling you, when you do, even when you start, you're going to feel better. Even if it's not, because it's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to spend $200 on everything. If you can, do that. But if you're not in the space to do that, if you have to buy things little by little, that's okay. Because then you can see, okay, this is what I like. Okay, I'm going to buy this. Oh, I also like this. I'm going to buy this. And slowly but surely, things are going to come together. And before you know it, your space is going to be so explosively beautiful that you're going to be like, wow, this is amazing. And it is amazing. And I just want people to have that. I want people to understand that, because a lot of people don't understand that. Yes, so that was what I wanted to say. I really hope that you guys resonated with this, and that it really made sense to the life that you're living. And I really hope that any part of what I've said, you have been able to take it, let it sit with you, and not just let it sit with you, but apply it into your life, because that is what I'm talking for. That is what I'm talking for. So, this is the end of the video, and I'm going to be back very, 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 very soon. Bye, bye, bye. Have a magical day. Conversations with the Art Fairy.